Hi guys! I wanted to come up with something rather than saying so at the start of all my videos, which apparently I'm almost legendary for. I know you've seen the t-shirt before, but we'll do it again quickly. Exercise. I thought you said extra fries, but of course I don't eat fries because they've got carbs in them, and carbs are evil. So I've got my glasses on today. Again, my one blade glass with only one arm because I'm too cheap to get them repaired. Don't really wear them that much, but I'm certainly going to start this with them on. Yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, carbs are bad. Carbs are evil. I think oh, it's alright. I was going to do a joke, but I'm going to leave it. I don't want to waffle because, as we know, these videos normally end up around 30 minutes. It would be nice to maybe make a slightly shorter one and give you all half a chance of actually watching it. So here goes. As you all know, my name is Steve Chamberlain. A little bit more background. I come from I live in a place called Milton Keynes, which is in England, in the United Kingdom, Great Britain. It's about 50 miles north of London. I moved there in 1979. God, I'm old. 40 years ago, basically. Moved here from Barking in Essex. I'm not going to do any Essex jokes. Oh, shut up! It's kind of an Essex thing that they say down there. But yeah, moved here in 1979, lived here ever since. Do love the place. Don't think I'd move away, even though I have actually kind of fallen in love with Norfolk. Don't know why. Been there a few times on holiday and I do kind of like it. Maybe when I get old and grey, get the joke, I might go. The other place actually that I've always said I would move to, even though I don't think I could live there 24/7 all year long, is Las Vegas, which I also love. Oh my god, sorry, I just got a message, very confusing, popped up on my other screen. So, I did the so thing again. From Milton Keynes, type 2 diabetic, was diagnosed, I think, off the top of my head, I didn't write it down, it wasn't, a celebratory thing that I was going to celebrate every year. But I think it was about 2004 or maybe 2005. So about 15 years I think I've had diabetes. First thought, sorry, my eyebrows are freaking me the fuck out. I look like a Vulcan. What is going on? This high definition shit is no good. And I actually think I can see a nasal hair. What is fucked up eyebrows and nasal hair? This is not what we want on our videos. No. Diabetes, 15 years. Kind of the worst thing for me because I don't smoke, never have done. Don't drink, never have done. And don't do drugs. So my only vice was ever food. So to find out I was diabetic and I couldn't eat the things I loved was a bit of a killer. Anyway, a year after being diagnosed, the doctor that diagnosed me with it called me back into the office because he could obviously see by my HbC1 results that I wasn't controlling it. Sat me down and told me in no uncertain terms that I would either lose my eyesight, I would lose my limbs, I would have a heart attack, or I would have a stroke, or even a combination of those things, and that all of those things were life-changing events, which they most definitely are, and I needed to sort my shit out. Now, you would think for motivation, I would have walked out of that office and gone and done all of the right things. No. I didn't, and I carried on being a bad diabetic, eating all of the wrong things. I've had for the last 15 years, my blood sugar's up in the teens, mid to late teens most of the time, even sometimes early 20s. And on the odd occasion, when I really had a bad day, even high 20s. I think the highest I ever recorded was 28.6. Apologies to the Americans, I don't know what that equates to in your talk, but trust me, 28.6 is pretty bad. I was told that 32 and you're then likely to have something really bad happen to you, like go into a diabetic coma. So 28.6 was my all-time record, one that actually I'm not proud of. See it high, got excited, so bad. So fast forward to just over 7 weeks ago, when after having a blood test back in June, yeah, I think June, I got called back into my new doctor who specialises in diabetes at my new surgery. Even though I've been there a couple of years actually, so it's not new, but not the same one as before, but totally different doctor. And he'd obviously looked at my HbC1 results. He sat me down and he said to me, pretty much word for word, what the last doctor had said. Except at the end, he kind of had added a little sentence that basically went along the lines of, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You are a ticking time bomb, and how something I can never say that word, catastrophic, yeah, I think that's right, hasn't already happened to you. I don't know. You've been very lucky. Someone's sitting on your shoulder, guardian angel, because something should have. I left that office and I realised something, that the argument that had always gone on in my head, quality of life, being what the doctors and the nurses told me I needed to concentrate on, i.e. not losing my sight, not losing my limbs, having a heart attack or having a stroke, should be what I focused on, as opposed to what I was focusing on, which was enjoyment of life, and enjoyment of life being eating the things that I wanted. And I realised that I had to readdress that and actually change how I looked at it. So just over 7 weeks ago, as you all know, I started on a ketogenic diet. It's something I'd done in the past twice. It had worked kind of, but I crashed out both times after 6 weeks. I do believe I'd got the ketogenic diet wrong. I think I hadn't done enough research. I think both times I did it, I wasn't eating a high percentage of fat in my diet, so I was feeling very run down, very lethargic, worse, to be honest, than I did when I was eating bad. Just again, that's one of the problems, I guess, with diabetes, hyperglycemia, is when you're on a sugar rush, which is basically what it is, and your blood sugars are massively high, you don't really feel it. It's the silent killer. Can I also just say at this point, and I know I'm 8 minutes into this video, I'm kind of getting a bit of deja vu that I'm repeating a lot of stuff that I might have repeated in my last video, in which case I do apologise, and sorry, you're not going to get them 8 minutes of your life back. Anyway, so an update to where we are. We are currently on week 7. It's Friday the 16th of August, just had a quick check. Friday the 16th of August. So yeah, we're towards the end of week 7. And what I want to talk about is where we are with weight, where we are with body fat, blood sugars, ketones, and some goals that we're going to set ourselves, which I'm quite excited about. So weight-wise, let's talk about weight first of all. When I started the ketogenic diet, I weighed on, and I was 18 stone 3 pounds. It's not the heaviest I've ever been. Many years ago, I got as heavy as 22 stone 10 pounds. And yeah, I was massive. So when I started, I was 18.3. I weighed in a week later. Admittedly, same kind of weighing machine, but a different location. So this is in Boots that I weigh in. They've got a machine in there that measures your height, your weight, your body fat, your BMI, all of those things. And I did set out with the intention of always using the same machine. That hasn't proved possible. In fact, one of my recent results is on another new machine. But what I actually did with the new machine, which is actually in the new gym that I've just recently joined, It's the same type of machine that Boots have, and I actually weighed in on the machine on Boots and the machine in the gym, and the readings were pretty similar, only a like point something difference on a couple of things. Come to that in a minute. So I weighed in to, oh, here we go, here comes the focus thing. Even though being out of focus might be good, because you won't see my Vulcan eyebrows or my nasal hair. I must find where I put the nasal trimmer. Oh my god, I know for a fact there's one there. So fast forward, first week goes by, first week of my ketogenic diet. I feel really good. I do a few sessions on my exercise bike. Can I just say my exercise bike is in the background? Gym quality, brother. Gym quality. Fitness Life, £1,300 worth of exercise bike, if I can get my finger right. I got it for $480, I think I paid, $460. Secondhand on eBay. Other sites that sell shit are available, just in case, you know, I piss off Amazon. So that first week, I did a few sessions on the exercise bike. I didn't have a gym at that stage. I did a few exercises on the exercise bike. I felt like my diet was good. I was worried about portion size, and the fact that I did some prep meals for the first 4 weeks, which actually ended up being the first 6 weeks. They lasted that long, which was great. I know I couldn't really adjust the portion size, of course. The obvious answer, and I did try it, was to not eat it all, which I know is a bit of a waste thing, and 9 times out of 10 I did eat it all, and occasionally I did. I've kind of tried to go down the road now, though, later on, I'm fast forwarding a little bit, of only eating when I'm hungry, and only eating what I need to eat. So don't think, you know, that I've got to eat everything on the plate. So anyway, week goes by, way back in, same different scales, and or same scales, different location. And I'd put £7 on, and I was disappointed, but at the end of the day, weight loss is not my main motivation. So if I had 5, first one is obviously managing my blood sugars, and big tick. Second one would be reducing the amount of medication that I take, and again, massive tick on that. Third one would be blood pressure. Fourth would be cholesterol. And then fifth would be weight loss. So even though I was disappointed, and in the past, I would probably have crashed off of it, I was still very motivated. I took a decision that I would then do 4 weeks and not weigh back in over those 4 weeks. And this is where I just have to reference my little slips. So, as I say, I've got to lose the glasses because I can't read otherwise. So 18.3 on the 1st of July, which was when I started. 18.10 on the 9th of July, actually 8 days later, not 7. So then we fast forward to the 5th of August. So 4 weeks have gone by, and I'm kind of hopeful that I've lost the 7 that I'd put on, but I haven't. In fact, I'd only lost £2 in 4 weeks and dropped to 18.8. Again, I didn't get disheartened, because, as I've said, you know, it's not the main priority. So then I weighed in, sorry, I'm getting my bits. So I then weighed in on the 12th. So that was another week, basically. I decided to switch back to weekly weigh-ins. And on the 12th, I'd actually, so even though I'd only lost £2 in 4 weeks, I then dropped to 18.5. So nearly back down, not quite, but nearly back down to my starting weight. So I'd lost £3 in a week, which I was really happy with. That was a nice bonus. And as I say, I don't know how much you can see this, or definitely if I, so that one's Boots. Move my finger. Okay, so people can see. A little bit out of focus. 18.5. And then I weighed in likewise in the new place, Ballantyne's Elf Club, if anyone wants to come and stalk me. And again, it's 0.3 of a kilogram less, but everything else looks pretty good. So, just to talk about a couple of other quick things, I don't really look at body mass index as a real marker. The reason I say that is I don't think body mass index differentiates, that's another word I struggle with, between fat and muscle. So I'm not really worried about, but I mean it's saying that my ideal body mass is 25, and it's currently saying that my body mass is 36. But I don't mind it being above what it's supposed to be if it's lean and muscle and all of that. So not too worried about BMI. The bit that I am happy about is the body fat percentage. Even in that first week when I put 7 pounds on, I actually lost 5.8% of body fat. Since then, let me just get this right, because I'm reading it off of different things and I can't find it. Okay, so to be honest, where are we? Sorry. So yeah, to be honest, since that first massive drop, going by the same reading, the Boots one, I've only lost another 0.4, so I've lost 6.2. I guess that makes it, yeah, 6.2% of body fat in just under 7 weeks. I don't know how good or bad that really is, but I'm taking it as a real positive. However, it does tell me that a poor body fat percentage is 34.7, so I'm slightly over poor. And I need to get it down to 28.6 to be average, and 25.7 to be good, and 19.8 to be excellent. I think that we're a little way away from getting there. But yeah, the funny thing, the only thing I would say as well, just a quickie, is my body fat percentage on the new gym one, even though it was done the same day as the Boots one, suggests I'm 1% less. But as I didn't have an original reading, I think I'll always take a Boots reading, or not always, but periodically take a Boots reading as well, just to see and make sure where I am on that. Okay, so I think I can put these away now. Now, blood sugars, just quickly go back to them, still amazingly good. Remembering that my blood sugars used to be 14 in the morning, even before I'd eaten, up into the high teens after I'd eaten, you know, anything, basically, even looked at it. And normally throughout the day would be high teens, early 20s. And now, on average, when I wake up in the morning, it's lower than 6. I mean, sometimes lower than 5. After I've eaten, it still doesn't really go much above 7. I've had the occasional spike, probably in the near 7 weeks, maybe 3 spikes, where it's gone up to 8s and 9s, but still never double figures. So I'm really pleased. It's really good blood sugar results. Medication, by this time next week, I would have reduced all of my diabetic medication by at least 50%. So, tablet full, glycoside. I used to take 160 milligrams of these twice a day. As of next week, I'll be on 80 milligrams twice a day, so 50% reduction. Metformin, I used to take 1,000 milligrams of metformin twice a day, and I'm already down to 500 milligrams twice a day, so again, a 50% reduction. The insulin, and for effect I'm going to get the pens. This bad boy is Humulin. This is a quick release insulin, and I used to take 24 units twice a day. I now take 13 units twice a day. As of next week it will be 12 units, which again will be the 50% reduction. I'm looking within the first 13 weeks, in other words the next HbC1 test, to have reduced this to 10 units a day twice. So yeah, that's kind of where we're aiming for. This bad boy is an insulin that I've only been on since January. It's called Lantus. It's a slow release that you take at night, and the idea is it sort of works whilst you're asleep. I was on 14 units of this once a day, as I say, at night, and I'm now on 5. So that's nearly a I don't know, I'm not very good at maths, but like 66, 70%. And the idea of this, by my 13th week, is to have totally taken away the need for it. So to totally eradicate taking the second insulin. So that's the medication. Now the big news. I've kind of bored you all with the minor points. The big news, and this is important, I think, for learning and maybe where I went wrong. So I used to get very frustrated at my ketone readings because they would be like 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, and I tried everything, or I thought I'd tried everything, and I just couldn't really get them higher. Occasionally they'd go up to 0.9 or 1, but I wanted to hit what I keep hearing is this optimal range of 1.5 to 3, and it's kind of happened by chance. I joined a gym, Bannontine's, which is quite funny because I was there probably 30 years ago when it used to be Living Well. Part of joining the gym was I got what they call a MyZone belt that monitors your heart rate through exercise, and I'd sort of gone down. I'd gone into the sauna and the jacuzzi and just had a chill. But this week was sort of like the first week, so the start of week 7 was the first week when I actually got active. So I went on the Monday, I went on the Tuesday, I went on the Thursday. I was supposed to go today, but I haven't made it. So I've already done a 30-minute session on the bike. I've got another 30-minute session in about 2.5 hours, just to kind of, punish myself for not making the gym. But I am going to the gym tomorrow, so that will also be good. So whilst in the gym, I did and it's going to maybe sound a bit extreme, but a 44-minute cycle. I normally do 34 minutes on this bike, but I ended up doing 44. I did a 2-minute warm-up. My intention was to do 30 minutes, but I kind of really got into it. I had the headphones on, the old wireless Beats, and I was bopping away listening to bits and pieces, and I really got into it, and I ended up doing 40 minutes, and the problem was it's a little bit addictive because I nearly broke the 20k mark. I think I did like 19.5k, and then did a 2-minute cool down, so that was hence 44 minutes. I got off, had a couple of minutes, took in some liquids, hydrated, and I went on to the CrossFit, and I did 10 minutes on the CrossFit. Now the funny thing is when you're talking about heart rate and the percentage that you're working at, on the bike, well, I guess less impact on the body, I was quite easily able to maintain a sort of 60 to 70%, which I believe is good because I believe it's a good cardio, it's a good fat burn. When I got on the cross trainer, my heart rate went right up, and I was actually working at a lot higher percentage on the heart rate. Just again on the heart rate, my resting heart rate has come right down, and I guess again that's got to be viewed as a real positive thing. And what I also like is my recovery time from when my heart rate is like 150 or high 140s, how quickly it actually comes back down, which again I think is a positive thing. And I'm thinking it's all part of trying to manage my blood pressure and get that down as well, and obviously the healthier eating, the healthier lifestyle in general. My sleep's been much improved. I'm just going to throw that in there because I just thought of it. There's still the odd time when I'm up later than I would like to be. I still have a problem, but I'm not sleeping as long, and I'm actually sleeping as opposed to waking up. So yeah, a lot of positives. But anyway, so 44 minutes on the exercise bike, 10 minutes on the CrossFit, and then a bit in the sauna and the jacuzzi and the steam room. That first week, where I monitor my blood sugars probably 3-4 times a day, suddenly I see my blood sugars jump. Not blood sugars. I saw my ketones jump, and all of a sudden they were 1.5, 2, 2.5, and 3, and I think like 3.3 was the highest. So I think the missing element, well, there's a couple of things I guess that changed in week 7, funny enough. One is the introduction of more intense exercise. So I think that potentially has helped. Second thing I think that's definitely worth a mention is my prepped food ran out after week 6. So I've started to cook individual. That's not to say that I'll never go back and do prep, because I do think there are some massive benefits of having prep food. But yeah, I've just kind of this week been eating, like I said, when I'm hungry, not going crazy on the portion size, and yeah, just managing my plate and what goes on it, and the breakdown of it from protein, carbs, and protein, carbs, and fat. And I've got to be honest, I know there's kind of carbs in almost everything, maybe except for water. But I think I'm probably not having anywhere near even 20 grams of carbs a day. And if you think about it, I can't guess how many carbs I used to eat. But I think like an average person is around maybe 200 grams of carbs a day, I would guess. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. And I would imagine I was probably potentially even double that. And now I've brought that down, as I say, I would say to well under 20 grams of carbs a day. But anyway, so little pat on the back. So yeah, my ketones this week have been up. Funny enough, the day that I didn't train, my rest day on Wednesday, they peaked down a little bit. Is that a word? Peaked down or dropped down? They went down to 0.9, and I was like, oh, here we go, like, you know, free falling. That was my test at night, Wednesday night, after my day of basically trying to recover from 2 hard days at the gym. And I see 0.9, I thought, oh, this is it, you know, it's going to get lower and lower. By the morning, I'm thinking we'll probably be back down to my usual 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. However, when I weighed in the morning, I was pleasantly surprised, even admittedly after a keto coffee and loads of MTC oil, I was pleasantly surprised to see it back up to 1.5. And then after my training and everything, we jumped back up into the sort of 2 to 3 margin. So it looks really good. I'm putting it mainly down to the exercise and the intensity. God, my eyes are blue. See, even my eyes are getting sexier. Oh, such a sexy man. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm putting it mainly down to the exercise, the increase in intensity in the exercise and the regularity of it. But I also think cutting down the portion size, and getting a meal each day as opposed to having it preordained in prep, I think is a good thing. Anyway, that's it. Coming up to my 30-minute mark. I'm not going to bore you anymore. If anyone's got any questions, feel free to comment below. No one does. Maybe I need to start putting this out there a bit more. I'm going to sign up to a couple of forums, diabetic forums and keto forums, and link these videos up. I need to become an internet sensation. How I haven't already, I don't know. I'm such a funny guy and sexy. Think of me like, who's the guy out of Magic Mike? Sort of a cross between him and Ed Hardy. Or is it Ed Hardy? Man, I've lost it. I've lost it. That Hardy guy, anyway, that everyone, or all the ladies, get excited about. That's kind of what I'm going to be in 2 years' time. You'll be watching this video going, no way is that the same guy. I've seen the before and after picture. It's obviously photoshopped. I'm sexy enough now. But just imagine. Just imagine. Oh yeah, ladies. I know you're getting hot right about now. Anyway, so yeah, feel free, share, pass on the good word, answer any questions. I'm not a science guy. I'm not a guru. I'm not even close to being an expert. But I'm more than happy to discuss anything that anyone's got. And that, my friends, is me. Keto Life. Live long. No, actually, that's it. Yeah. Live long and keto. Oh, yeah, that's going to catch on, baby. Hashtag live long and keto.